Hello friends I made this for. My name is Lauren. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the transit that just happened yesterday during our full moon. That is, Venus entered Leo. So as always, I'm going to be talking about this through the tarot using the Empress and the Strength card, specifically through this beautiful deck. You know it's one of my favorites, the Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. So we're going to be using this deck and these two cards to be our teachers today to kind of see what are we tapping into when Venus is in Leo. Of course, if you haven't been here before, hello, and like what I have to say, make sure to hit that like, comment, subscribe button. If you have been here before, I love you. And please make sure to share this with someone you love, hate, or lust after, if you find it supportive. Lastly, connect with me through the links down below. My link tree has everything from the Discord, Patreon, my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, so that you can find all of the shit that connects you back to me. Anyhoozle, let's talk about Venus real quick. Venus in the tarot is the Empress. Venus is a beautiful planet and represents our desires, our values, what we find beautiful in the world, what we find important in the world, and is very community sign. It's how we support our community. It's the community we find ourselves in, right? And of course, Venus moves signs roughly every 30 days. So Venus can be one of those that is pretty easy to track, unlike other planets. It's also very fascinating. I've heard Brady, a great astrologer, refer to Venus as being perfect. It is almost a perfectly round planet, and it is very easy to see where it's headed to next. Whereas some planets gets a little wonky on its axis, Venus is too good for that wonky shit and has a very interesting retrograde pattern that is actually in the it's like a 5-point star. So how fucking cool is that? Very cool planet, right? So that planet in Leo, that charismatic, playful, exciting, fiery sign of Leo, what can that look like? Well, let's look at the Empress as our teacher of Venus first. So I love this interpretation of Venus. Again, it reminds us that Venus is all about our values. We surround ourselves with those things that are important to us, right? We wear them. We express ourselves through the values of Venus that are deeply within our heart, and we make space for the things that we value. So what could be the things that we might want to focus on or really valuing right now? Or what's kind of a big focus for our values while Venus is in Leo? Now, something important to note, this transit, that shift happened yesterday during the full moon. And like I said, Venus roughly has a 30-day cycle with these signs. So it might be important for you to think back on what were you feeling or what kind of shifts came up for you during yesterday, during the full moon. Did you have anything shift? Did it feel the same? But also taking out your own chart and seeing for yourself what's happening in the world. Where is this showing up in your chart? Why does this look the way it does? Right? Why does this feel the way it feels? Because there's always something specific happening for all of us, right? It's not happening to us, it's happening around us, with us, and for us. So what kind of shifts can we notice? What are we making space for? Well, Leo is, as I said, charismatic, fiery. And it's a little bit of a show. A little bit of a show. Leo likes to perform. Sometimes that's tricky when there's no one to perform for. But that's a very short-sighted look at Leo, right? So let's pull out the Strength card from this deck and see how we can kind of tap in a little deeper in here. So the Strength card looks like this in this deck, and I think this is a great, powerful representation of the soft power, the charismatic bliss that is Leo. You don't have to force it. You don't have to force it, baby. And again, at the end of this video, I'll link my full moon reading in the playlist, but I'll put this video specifically at the end so that you can kind of dive into Strength a little deeper. This is going to be a little quickie. But the invitation here is, what can we softly touch, right? If the world with Venus is all about what we find important, then this almost feels like this Strength card reminds us of the soft connection and balance to our values. So right now it might be important to just really tap into who you are connecting with. Be mindful. Are they part of your mission? Are they part of your value system? Or is just the conversations that you have all that needs to be said right now? I mentioned community earlier, and I think community is important when we talk about Venus, because our community is very much who we surround ourselves with. Are we surrounding ourselves with powerful members of the pack? Do we need to kind of reach out and touch those members and kind of just like see how they're doing, how they're feeling? Can one thing that we do that's part of this charismatic magic, this soft power that comes from Strength, how do we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and patient with the members of our community, or perhaps projects that we're working on? Because Venus is also very tied to creativity. Leo is very tied to creativity. So as we're really tapping into more areas of creativity and where our creative fires are, what we're working on that supports our value system and helps us beautify this world, it can be really important to just remember to tap into that inner strength, that inner softness. And remember that as you are working with folks, that doesn't mean overpowering. It doesn't mean putting on such a show you're a clown, right? I was just reading something about Leo where it's like the Leos can be clowns and playful with the gestures, and it's like, I don't feel that way about Leos. They're more of the regal beasts to me. But they can be. Like, everyone is multifaceted. No one's just like a one note. But with Venus being in Leo and us kind of seeing this strength, I think we can all kind of take this as an opportunity to go, how can I softly kind of work with those people that I want to work with and have them help me support each other because our value systems are the same, or we have similar but we're not quite meeting eye to eye. How can I softly bridge the gap? How can I embrace more patience, more expansiveness? This is also so expansive. Seeing all of this pattern surrounding, we are making space and filling up the space, bless me, with what we are calling in. So, again, pull out your own cards from my deck that are Strength and Empress, and think about what we are learning specifically for our own Venus. My Venus is in Aquarius, so this is going to be very opposition to my Venus, right? So there might be some more tension there. I highly recommend you pull out your own tarot cards as well as your natal chart to see where this might be showing up and where you might be finding tension, finding grace, or finding that fluid motion. But with that said, please, as always, let me know what you think down below. I hope this was supportive. And until next time, don't forget you have soft fucking power in the strength that is within you. And that it's all for your purpose on this earth, your ways of being vulnerable, magical, and expansive. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.